So if you're using Photoshop, I want to show you a quick time saver for exporting your assets. There's a lovely Mac application called Slicey, and it used to be called Layer Cake. Now, what Slicey does is take individual layers from your Photoshop file and automatically exports them for Retina artwork or non-Retina artwork alike. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this works. Heading into Photoshop, we've got all of our assets from the app that we've previously designed. Now, what I've done already is gone through, because there's quite a few icons here, I've gone through and named each of these individual folders. I'm going to show you how this works and what I've done to do this. So we want to make sure, first of all, that in the top left-hand section, we've got Auto Select and Layer selected. This enables you to click on individual layers and see where you are in the Layers palette. So if I just click on a background here, you'll see that over here in the right-hand section, it goes to bounds, which is what I've called that rectangle in the background. If I click on the top section, you'll see it says icon happyface.png. What I need to do in order for Slicey to understand what I want it to do with this, I want to group those two layers together. So I'm going to hold down the Shift button and select those two layers together. And you'll see on the right, it selects two of these. I then need to press Command G to set it into its own group. Double click on this group layer and name it what you want the end file to be. So in this instance, if we have a look, we've got icon happyface.png. We need to label that icon happy face at 2x, which is the standard convention for Retina artwork, .png. We're going to go ahead and do this again for the sad face icon. Ignore that when it comes up, it just means that you've selected outside of something. Command G, double click, icon sad face at 2x.png. So what we then have, after pretend you've done all that for every single icon, you should have a list like this. So how Slicey works is it's using whatever you name in this right-hand section in order to give you the end files for each of these. What we then need to do is go ahead and save this artwork to somewhere where we can easily grab it. So I'm going to save it onto my desktop. It's just asking me whether I want to replace a previously saved file. Yes. I then need to go ahead and open Slicey. Find my file via Finder. And all you need to do is drop one file onto Slicey itself and you'll see what it does. What it does is perfectly export all of your icon imagery within the app. Now, because we've used bounds inside our Photoshop document, just switching back to Photoshop quickly, it will adhere to those boundaries, so it will make sure that the artwork that's been exported is a square around the artwork itself. If we wanted it close trimmed, i.e. we only wanted this little right button to be exported, you can do a similar thing and take it outside of the layer group. So just looking at that in here, we've just lifted that above the group layer name. And you name it exactly the same thing as you would want. So icon right button at 2x.png. Change this to just group 1. And what that will do is then only export the artwork at that size rather than within a transparent square. So just hitting back to Slicey quickly, we've then got 28 different assets ready for exporting into our folder of choosing. So we just click Save into our asset folder. And we can also, it will ask you whether you want to repeat that automatically. So whenever you make changes within the PSD, if you changed an icon within a folder or you change the size slightly, you can set it to automatically re-export the artwork for you. At this point, I'm going to say don't repeat because I don't want it to do that, but you might want it to. And it takes you just back to the regular screen. You'll find in Finder, going back, if you head into the folder that your artwork was saved into, you'll find all of the assets perfectly exported for retina and non-retina use.